G'day and welcome to another edition of Hef's Homebrew. Well, this is going to be a bit of a Homebrew Wednesday style chat. I don't have a new homebrew to share with you, but have a little bit of news. Recently, I entered two of the beers that I have showcased on the channel, my chocolate coffee milk stout and my Schwarzbier or dark lager, into a competition. Just over a week ago, I saw something on Facebook advertising for the Dapto Country Show, which is just a local show run by an agricultural society, and they have a homebrew competition. I've never entered a competition before, but I was really keen to get some feedback on my beers. They're the ones that I've got at the moment, so I entered both of them. The show was on the weekend, took the family down. They had a great time. You know, there were show bags and lollies and lots of rides and great produce displays, livestock, wood chopping, basically like the Royal Easter Show in Sydney, just on a smaller scale. Now, I didn't actually get any written feedback on my beers, which I was a bit disappointed about. The judges were from Seeker Brewing, and I've reviewed a couple of their beers on the channel actually, and they're an excellent local brewery. But what I did get, and I've covered up my name, my beers were entered in the kit category, because obviously I brew with a kit base. But the Stout got first in category and the Schwarzbier got second in the category. So first and second, pretty happy about that. Didn't really go in with any expectations. The only feedback I got was when I went to go and collect my certificates, I guess you could call them, and what was left of my beers and my bottles on the Sunday, the day after the show. And the lady there said they were very impressed with your beers, but they weren't too keen on the PET bottles. They said that they lacked a bit of carbonation and the head wasn't as good as it could have been. Now, I've had no problem using plastic. I mostly use glass, but usually do a few in plastic as well, and I've never had a problem. But anyway, why don't I pour out what I've got left? So, like a lot of competitions, you submit 2 bottles of each of your beers. These are what are left. So obviously some has come out. I don't know how long it was left open for, or what kind of carbonation will be left. Still a little bit of a fizz. Yeah, not much happening there. That's pretty flat, unfortunately. Let's see, that's the Stout. So that's now about 3 months old. This is the Schwarzbier, the dark lager, which is about 6 months old now. A little bit of smoke came out of that one. Yeah, not happening there either. Very, very fine ring. I mean, they were reasonably light on the carbonation anyway, deliberately, the Stout especially. It suits the style. There's a little bit in the lager, but no head, obviously. So anyway, what's coming next? It's been a long time between brews, unfortunately, as a lot of you who brew also have similar problems. Life, unfortunately, gets in the way. Far too busy in terms of work and family and everything else going on. I did have plans to try and get another brew on reasonably quickly. I got a recipe organised for what was going to be a Pavlova Pale Ale. Pale Ale base, steeping some grains, also adding some lactose, adding a little bit of vanilla, using primarily Galaxy hops to get that passion fruit flavour, maybe a little bit of mosaic as well, looking for a little bit more of those tropical notes, maybe a touch of berry. And I was even considering throwing some passion fruit pulp in to really try and get that pavlova effect. Haven't got round to it, but my good mate Jez from Jez Beer Reviews, who of course is also a very accomplished home brewer, up in his part of the world, there is a show coming up in, I think it's around Easter time, so kind of March, April. I'm hoping to hold on to a bottle of each, or a couple of bottles of each of these to enter, if they'll last that long. But I think one of my other really good beers to date, in terms of speaking relatively, of course, good for me, was my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy Lager. So I'm going to try and brew that one again. I haven't quite decided if I'll brew that as my next beer, or if I'll hold off and brew it a little bit closer to Christmas time, because I'd really like to enter those beers into competition as well, and I know at that one you get really good feedback, so that's something that I'm keen on. Anyway, cheers. Both these beers are holding up really well. The dark lager, really pleased with how that's gone. The flavour profile is still the same as it was when I brewed it, and I'll try and remember to pop the links in the description. But for a dark lager, it's still clean and pretty crisp. The 3470 yeast did a really good job on that one. And the stout, the stout's going really well also. I think it's going to be even better with some more aging, but to be honest, I found it really hard not to drink it, because I have really enjoyed this one. When I did the video, the coffee was quite pronounced, but it's certainly mellowed out a little bit since then, and it's a really nice rounded flavour, the combination of the coffee and the chocolate with a touch of sweetness from the lactose. It's a really nice beer. So anyway, I'll leave it there. First and second in the Dapto show, and hopefully I'll have another homebrew video coming up in the not too distant future. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time on Hef's Homebrew or on Hef's Beer Reviews.